Welcome back to the Caterpillar D10 project, everybody. Working on this block again. Yesterday you saw that we fixed all this area. Today we've got some threads to fix. We've got quite a few pulled. This one's completely stripped. This one here broke off. That one's broke off. That one there looks kind of suspicious, like the top 1/4 inch almost is pulled. So I'm questioning that one there, but there is plenty of threads underneath, but these are wet. The only ones that are dry are these ones over here, and there's one on an end, this one here. So most of these are wet holes, but I'm going to heat this, what's left of these studs. I'm going to try to turn one edge of it, just one edge on one side, cherry red with a cutting torch. I'm just going to let it heat for 5 or 6 seconds, take it away. Same thing down here. What I'm going to try to do is get it hot enough to upset it a little bit, because it's going to try to expand, but once it gets red it can actually expand. So it will expand and bulge where you're heating it, and then when you cool it, it should shrink and it should come loose. So we'll see if that works. I don't know if it did it or not. I really can't see. But I don't want to put too much heat too long because I don't want to crack anything. These blocks pretty sensitive. They're old. Now, we'll let that set for about 5 minutes till it cools. We'll shut those torches off. See, they never got the block hot, really. That's good. So I've never used this before. I'm going to try it. Well, it wicks good. You can see that. We'll give that a couple minutes. I'll bring you back here when we're ready to try it. Okay, so these have been setting for 15 minutes. Let's see what happens. Don't think I'm down quite hard enough. If you drive them down hard, it'll make the marks. Then you pull it out and then just set it into them and make it firm. And then it'll take the pressure off of the threads a little bit. Sometimes it helps. No, that ain't gonna do it. No. So I didn't get it hot enough. Let's try the other one. I don't think this one's going to go either. No. Nope. So we'll go to plan B. We'll heat them again. We'll do that a couple cycles. I'm not going to put a lot of heat to them. Like I say, I don't want to crack this block. It's got enough issues as it is. Well, one bad thing about heating these that much, and then the block cools them real quick, you can't even touch them with a drill, which you could before, but you can't now. So I'm going to just see if I can blow one side out with a torch without damaging too much. Heat it a little bit. Did we get it down through? Doesn't quite look like it. We'll see what it looks like in a minute with a light. This one don't want to blow, probably not getting hot enough. And we'll see what it looks like. That one looks like it might have got it all. That one just looks like a little slag in the bottom. I'm gonna go get me a chisel and we'll see here what we can do with it. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Got a little beveled. Boy, this one broke down underneath, which makes it a pain, but we'll start chiseling. See what we can get out. Well, that's that much. I don't know if I've got it burned enough. Boy. I'll get me a bigger hammer, I guess. I'll be back. Okay. See what we can do. Pretty sure we're going to lose the original threads. But if we can get all this mess out, that was a pretty good piece. We can at least be centered when we do our drilling. Come on. There we go. Boy, bent my rigging. Got to go straighten that out, but it's starting to move, which is good. If we've loosened anything where it will come. No. That's all right. We'll keep working at it. So I did finally get down through it with one spot with a torch. Then the rest of it came out. Don't know. Well, the threads don't look bad. I think we might be able to save those. Yeah, I think they're going to be all right. So that's a good thing. Let's see what we did over here. Boy, is that hard. Huh. Danny's growed right in there. I don't know if I ever seen one growed into the metal that hard. Anyway, I'm going to keep frigging with it because it's quite boring work, but I'll keep chiseling. It keeps closing that in. Eventually it'll come loose. That one there drove down through, and if you can see down there a little ways, you can see how much corrosion is in that actual head. You can still see the thread profile, but it's gone back almost a 1/16 of an inch where it's corroded. Amazing how much corrosion there was in this machine. Anyway, everything's out now, and I can still locate the center of the hole, which is what I was really after. Sometimes them are a pain in the butt, sometimes they come out easy. Them there, oh, well, I ain't been an hour, 45 minutes friggin' with it. But I was letting it cool between cycles, so probably got 15, 20 minutes in all of them, in the two. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get a time insert and put in it. Those are a solid insert. Where it's a wet hole, it'll keep the water below. It's what should go in this, but boy, they're expensive, and they know it. They know they got a good product, and accordingly, you pay out the backside for it. But anyway, I'm gonna do some sanding on this, clean up, get ready so I can put the boring bar on it, and we'll see if we can't get these sleeves out. I've got one sleeve right now, so we'll probably start at the back. We'll punch out the one that I took the chips out of, and that way, if for some reason I can't get any more, I can run these. But I don't really like that amount of wear. You've gone this far, it's foolish not to put the sleeves in. They're only 50, 60 bucks a piece. A couple $100, you know, 300 bucks, whatever it is. Yeah, you're foolish not to. I mean, I just can't even imagine not doing it. But time will tell too if we can get all the sleeves. So pretty sure we can. Like I say, I got one right over there, so we're all good that way. So I just spent about 5 minutes. You can see I've been filing on this. You can see why I took a file to it instead of just sandpaper. See this big shiny area? This is where the metal has actually been distorted over the years. A lot of torque on it, heat and cooling, different cycles. Eventually that cast iron will move a little bit. And yeah, some of them were more than others. These over here all were moved a little bit. Of course, that's right over by the exhaust. And the center ones were pulled hard. That one there was the worst. But now it should be flat enough to put the boring bar on, and we can cut that sleeve out. An interesting thing, I got it all cleaned up here. I was just thinking here, looking at it, they never beveled this top edge. It's sharp as a razor. So they did not put the rings in from this side. You reach down in the bottom, and there's a great big chamfer on the bottom of those sleeves. And yeah, they assembled this from the bottom. I read in the book, it says you can do it either way. It says pistons are going through the top or through the bottom. Well, they will if you chamfer the sleeve. But anyway, it was assembled the last time through the bottom. I'll probably do it through the top because I'll just chamfer that edge of the sleeve. And another funny thing, with no step on it, you can see this one here is low. Now, whether they had a driver on it, driving it with a big hammer, and when it finally went down to the bottom, they went just a skosh beyond, and they just said close enough, or whether or not it moved. Who knows? You know, a lot of questions. But anyway, we're gaining little by little. Well, I bored this out, and I finally got a screwdriver started. There's the sleeve. That's that number one. I'll show the light there on that place that's broke. Had a pretty bad break right there. So definitely a frost break. So anyway, I got to get a set of mics in there, mic that up. Hopefully I can press my other sleeve right in that same hole. If it isn't going to work that way, then I'm going to have to buy an 1/8 inch oversize And that one there I'll have to put in stock because you can't return them. And yeah, we'll have to go with 1/8 inch on these. So we'll see how it goes. So I just wanted to show you how hot that sleeve had been running right there. There's no coolant right there. So that sleeve is sitting there on the inside. And I would say that this probably broke from overheating. And so basically, that crack there, if you measure right in this area here, is 35 thousandths bigger than the sleeve. That's never going to expand that much to get out there and have any thermal bridge, guess I'm going to call it. So consequently, even if water seeps in there, as soon as it gets running, you'll boil that out and it'll get so hot that it will never go in and, you know, circulate. It won't cool that sleeve. So I'm going to be forced, due to the size of that bulge, to break a piece of that cylinder out. I normally wouldn't do that, but you have to, you know, otherwise that sleeve's going to crack again. So anyway, just an observation. I really believe that's what caused that crack. I don't believe that was a frost crack. I think that's right in the middle of that hot spot. And what they used to do is they used to not run water in this thing. And even in the manual, it says, you know, start it up and let it idle a couple of minutes and then put the water to it. And that way you get it warm a little bit, enough so that the water won't go in and freeze right in the cylinder. But you take a cylinder that's got a hot spot on it, and then you put any type of cold water in the darn thing and it's going to break it. So anyway, I'm going to take these two frost plugs out, which I'm going to replace anyway. I'm going to reach in there with a punch and I'm going to see if I can't break a couple pieces out of that. Just wanted to show you what I did. You can see the shadow of where it got hot. I don't know whether to take a little bit more right there or not. I don't know. There's not much strength there. This bolt stud is bonded out through to the back, so that's got some meat to it. But yeah, I worry about hot spots getting on that sleeve. I don't know whether I'm going to take any more or not. These are the big questions that, you know, everybody's got an opinion. It's obvious when they put it in before, they decided just to put it in, but it didn't work. So anyway, I'm gonna think on that. I was gonna press that sleeve in tonight. I believe I'm gonna think on that. And if any of you have opinions on it, should I take it out everywhere that it's showing gray, that it's expanded, so that there's no hot spots? I don't know. Kind of a perplexing question. So anyway, I think I'm gonna cut this video short right here because I'm gonna think on this over the night. I'll probably have an opinion figured out for tomorrow. But anyway, if you've got an opinion on it, put it in the comments. I'd love to read them. So anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. We got that bad sleeve out. We've got 2 thousandths press with that new sleeve right the way it is. And considering that there's no step at the bottom, I would press it in. I would not open it up to have any less. But like I say, I may take that right there and break that out in the morning. I got to think on it. So keep safe, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe. See you later.